Confronting her fiancé, Chen Hao, Su Qi attempts to postpone their wedding. She explains that since the Chen family lost the bid for the new district project, their planned partnership is not finalized, and consequently, their marriage should be delayed as well. However, Chen Hao dismisses the lost bid as a minor issue. With a sinister smirk, he insists they should marry first, leaving everything else open for negotiation later. His thoughts betray his true intentions. He plans to get her into bed before deciding whether to provide her family with the money they need. Su Qi's mother, Yang Huimin, desperately attempts to salvage the situation. She urges her daughter, reminding her that Chen Hao promised 1 billion to support the Su family as soon as they marry. But Su Qi interrupts her with a firm, "Don't say any more." With fierce determination, she declares that she will not marry him. Her refusal leaves both her mother and Chen Hao in shock. Taking a bold step, Su Qi approaches Wang Han. She takes his arm and announces that not only will she not marry Chen Hao, but she is also pregnant with Wang Han's child. Her mother screams in terror. She grabs her daughter, demanding to know if she understands what she's saying, emphasizing that Wang Han is merely a food delivery guy. Su Qi pleads with her mother, insisting that she does not want to be pressured into marrying Chen Hao and promising that, given some time, she can help the Su family through their crisis. Furious at her daughter's disgraceful behavior, Yang Huimin raises her hand to strike Su Qi. Just before the connection, Wang Han's arm extends swiftly, firmly grasping her wrist and halting the strike. He gazes at her coldly and asks what's wrong with being a delivery guy. He then turns the accusation of shame back on her, asking whether marrying her own daughter off to a scumbag for profit reflects any sense of shame. As she fights against his hold, shouting at the foul-smelling delivery guy to release her, the situation intensifies. Chen Hao, who has been following the drama, finally erupts. He points an accusing finger at Su Qi, his face contorted with rage, and calls her a slutty bitch, expressing his disbelief at her indecency. He rants about how she allowed a delivery guy to ride her, then shifts his fury onto Wang Han, vowing to kill him. Su Qi can only stand by, stunned and horrified. Before Chen Hao can react, Wang Han strikes with lightning speed, delivering a powerful slap across Chen Hao's face, causing him to stumble backward and crash to the floor. Wang Han pulls a stunned Su Qi protectively behind him. He glares at the fallen Chen Hao and declares that she is pregnant with his child, making her his woman. He then questions who gave Chen Hao the audacity to try to hit her. Scrambling on the floor, Chen Hao howls in disbelief that Wang Han had the audacity to hit him. His fury boiling over, he snatches a heavy ashtray from a nearby table. He charges at the couple, screaming that he will kill them. With a calm, reassuring smile, Wang Han tells Su Qi to stand behind him, and she agrees nervously. As Chen Hao lunges forward, swinging the ashtray, Wang Han easily sidesteps the attack. In one swift motion, he delivers a devastating punch to Chen Hao's jaw, sending him flying backward and causing the ashtray to slip from his grasp. As Chen Hao lies there, dazed, Wang Han stands above him and declares that he dares to lay a hand on his woman. Not finished, Wang Han climbs on top of the defeated man. He grabs him by the collar and declares that today he will teach him a lesson. He unleashes a flurry of brutal punches to Chen Hao's face, disregarding his victim's anguished screams and desperate pleas for help. Just as he raises his fist for another strike, Su Qi calls out for him to stop. At that moment, a commanding voice resonates, inquiring who would dare to act so presumptuously. A group of formidable figures has entered, led by an elderly, dignified man with a long white beard and a cane. Su Qi gazes at the man in shock and fear, calling him Grandpa. The arrival of the family patriarch brings everyone to a standstill. Su Qi's grandfather, surrounded by family members, surveys the scene, Chen Hao lying beaten on the floor, Su Qi with an unfamiliar man, and her mother in shock. The old man's expression is grim as he reveals that he heard everything. He fixes his piercing gaze on his granddaughter and, striking his cane on the floor, demands to know if it's true that she is pregnant with the delivery guy's child. With a quiet sense of resignation, Su-chi affirms that it is. The confession sends the Su family into a frenzy. They exclaim that the situation is outrageous and that they cannot afford to anger the influential Chin family. Her grandfather, his face twisted in anger, bellows that the only solution is to abort the child immediately. Chin Hao, however, manages to rise to his feet and voices his disagreement. He shouts that even if she aborts the child, a woman like her will never be welcome in his family's home, leaving the Su family in shock. The weight of the situation becomes overwhelming. They start to wail that everything is lost, blaming one another for spoiling Su-chi and lamenting the downfall of the Su family. Su-chi stands quietly amid their accusations, her expression a mask of sorrow. Finally, she snaps, telling everyone to stop arguing. The emotional and physical stress is taking its toll. It takes its toll and she cries out in pain, clutching her head as dizziness overwhelms her. Before she can fall, Wang Han is there to catch her. He steadies her and reassures her, telling her not to be afraid and that he will take her away. As he lifts her into his arms, her family, including her parents, rushes forward, demanding that the delivery guy let her go and threatening to break his legs. Wang Han gazes at them with complete disdain and questions whether they even consider themselves human. Without saying another word, he turns and walks out of the house, carrying the now unconscious Su-chi. When her parents attempt to block his way, he effortlessly pushes them aside, sending them sprawling. He pauses at the doorway and turns back to the stunned, terrified family. With cold, unwavering determination, he declares that he is taking Su-chi with him and asks if anyone has a problem with that, leaving them completely powerless to intervene. He escorts her from the chaotic Su estate to his sleek, modern high-rise apartment. Inside, he carefully places the unconscious Su-chi on his sofa. As he speaks, a card slips from her purse and falls to the floor. Once she ensures that she is resting, Wang Han notices the card and picks it up. He looks it over and is surprised to discover that today is her birthday. He feels a pang of sympathy, realizing that despite her wealthy background, it appears no one has remembered her special day. As he gazes at her sleeping form, he resolves to demonstrate his capabilities, reaffirming that she is truly his woman. About 20 minutes later, Su-chi starts to awaken. She sits up slowly, feeling groggy and disoriented, rubbing her eyes as she wonders where she is. At that moment, Wang Han steps out from another room wearing an apron. He offers her a bowl of food, saying she must be hungry now that she's awake. Su-chi approaches the dining table, where Wang Han has prepared an elaborate meal just for her. She is captivated by the enticing aroma of the various dishes, which feature steamed delicacies, a fruit and cheese platter, and an array of drinks. Wang Han proudly claims that his culinary skills are so exceptional that even a princess from Dubai would beg for a taste. Amused by his arrogance, Su-chi smiles and asks if it would be too much for him to refrain from bragging. As they sit down to eat, Su-chi adopts a serious tone. She informs him that today, he is not allowed to say the word die, leaving Wang Han puzzled. Before he can ask, he unveils his surprise, a small pink cake adorned with a single lit candle. With a confident smile, he presents it to the astonished Su-chi and wishes her a happy birthday. Taken completely by surprise, Su-chi covers her mouth in shock and asks how he knew it was her birthday. Wang Han smiles smugly and asks if she thinks he's pretty impressive. Overcome with emotion, Su-chi is left speechless as a tear wells up in her eye. Noticing this, Wang Han playfully teases her, asking if she's moved to tears and reassuring her that it's okay to cry. He then boasts that he can offer her his shoulder something even international supermodels can't get. His ridiculous arrogance eases the tension, prompting Su-chi to laugh genuinely. He then urges her to sample the food. She takes a bite and concedes that it tastes good, to which he confidently responds that of course it does. After eating for a while, Wang Han encourages her to make a wish while blowing out the candles on her cake. Su Qi closes her eyes, clasps her hands together, and silently consents. Wang Han turns serious and asks Su Qi about her next steps. Reminding him of his promise to support her and the baby, she asks point blank if he'll take responsibility or if his words were empty. Wang Han confirms his commitment, but poses a challenge. Is she truly willing to marry a lowly delivery driver? Su Qi stands up, eyes blazing with resolve. She declares that she is, adding that if he ever fails them, she'll simply remarry. Convinced by her determination, Wang Han makes his choice. With unwavering determination, she agrees, declaring that she is unafraid. Satisfied, Wang Han leans back with a smile and declares that it's settled. Their plans are disrupted when Wang Han's phone buzzes. He informs Su Qi that he needs to take the call, and she nods in response. He steps out onto the balcony to take the call. The person on the other end, whom he refers to as Xiahua, urgently warns him that he is in danger. Xiahua, who addresses Wang Han as boss, informs him that an assassin named Hydra is on his way to Jiangning City to kill him. Wang Han stays composed and inquires about the reliability of the source and whether they can confirm Hydra's location. Xiahua reports that Hydra was last spotted near the Lin family's villa, lighting a cigarette. Wang Han calmly informs his subordinate that he understands and will make time to deal with the assassin tomorrow. While Wang Han stands on the balcony, Su Qi is seated on the sofa. She is on the phone, enjoying her cake while chatting with her best friend Lin Shui-fu, who wished her a happy birthday and inquired if she was the first to celebrate. With an amused smile, Su Qi replies that she was actually the second. Lin Shui-fu is taken aback and quickly asks who was first, hoping it wasn't Qin Hao. Su Qi, glancing toward the balcony, reveals that it was indeed him. Her friend, furious, demands to know how she ended up involved with that delivery guy again. As she takes another bite of cake, Su Qi sighs and tells a surprised Lin Shui-fu that it's a long story, but they've decided to register their marriage tomorrow. This news sends her friend into a panic, questioning if she's gone crazy for marrying a delivery guy and demanding to know her location. Su Qi calmly responds that she's at his place. A concerned Lin Shui-fu attempts to soothe her, assuring her that she will find a solution. She declares her intention to plead with the enigmatic big shot, who won the auction, the one her grandfather knows to help Su Qi at any cost. Suddenly, the call disconnects, leaving Su Qi wondering what went wrong. Meanwhile, on the balcony, Wang Han's tense conversation persists. His subordinate adds to his concerns by revealing that the eldest princess inquired about his whereabouts 2 days ago. Wang Han's expression turns serious as he asks if Xiahua mentioned that he was in Jiangning. His subordinate nervously explains that he had no choice, as he was aware of the princess's temper and feared she would have castrated him if he hadn't complied. The news is so shocking that Wang Han is left speechless and drops his lighter. He shouts into the phone, enraged that his trusted subordinate betrayed him. Xiahua attempts to calm him down, suggesting that the princess's family makes her an excellent match for his boss, and he should simply relent. Wang Han angrily interrupts him, demanding to know when she will arrive. Sensing her boss's fury, Xiahua quickly makes an excuse about a poor signal and abruptly hangs up, leaving Wang Han seething. He sits alone on the balcony, crouched in frustration, realizing that this is a very bad situation. At that moment, his phone buzzes with a notification. Frustrated, he wonders who is interrupting him now. He glances at his screen and notices a text from an unknown number. The sender identifies herself as Lin Shui-fu, the granddaughter of Lin Xingyun. In her message, she suggests a business partnership. She suggests that, being new to the city, collaborating with the Su family on the new district project would be advantageous for both parties. Eager to assist her friend, she makes a daring proposal, vowing to fulfill any request he might have if he agrees. As she reads her bold proposal, Wang Han smirks, recognizing that she certainly has some nerve. Almost immediately, his phone rings. It's Lin Xin-yoon, who has clearly heard about his granddaughter's text. He apologizes profusely for the trouble she has caused. Wang Han calmly assures him that it's fine. Taking charge, Wang Han gives Lining Yun 2 clear instructions. First, he requests the sniper rifle and 2 bullets, which he will collect tomorrow. Second, he directs Lin to grant Su Qi full authority over the new district project, explicitly prohibiting any other members of the Su family from getting involved. Without hesitation, Lining Yun agrees to execute his young master's orders. Later, while Wang Han is on the balcony, Su Qi is unwinding in his apartment, lying on the bed and reading. Her phone buzzes with a message from her best friend Lin Shuifu, sharing exciting news. Lin Shuifu has reached out to the enigmatic Big Shot, who won the new district project. She informs Su Qi that he has agreed to collaborate with the Su family and, more importantly, insisted that Su Qi take the lead. They are scheduled to meet the next day to discuss the details. Overjoyed, Su Qi happily responds, confirming that she will see her tomorrow. At that moment, Wang Han walks back in and notices her cheerful expression. Curious about her good mood, he asks what's behind it. Still viewing him merely as a delivery guy, she brushes it off as a project issue he wouldn't comprehend. She appears surprised that he caught her reading, and he playfully teases that he didn't expect her to be a bookworm. He leans in, their faces just inches apart, and whispers that there's much she doesn't expect from him. Flustered by his closeness, Su Qi blushes and stammers, asking what he is doing while reminding him that agreeing to marry him doesn't imply. Instead of making a move, Wang Han softly picks up a pillow from the bed. He tells her that if she's tired, she should rest, and he will sleep on the sofa. As he departs, he casually mentions that reading in bed isn't advisable for pregnant women, leaving Su Qi blushing and speechless. As she lies back, embarrassment washes over her as she realizes she genuinely believed he would take action. The following day breaks with brightness. On the apartment balcony, Wang Han is engaged in an intense workout, executing one-handed stand push-ups. Su Qi, dressed in pajamas, steps outside to watch him. Amused, she playfully asks if he is practicing toad style. He lands gracefully and corrects her, explaining that it's a technique known as the dragon coiling hand, a term she's unfamiliar with. He explains that it's not a flashy martial art, but a real killing technique, demonstrating a few swift movements. Curious, Su Qi asks why a simple delivery person would need to learn something so dangerous. Wang Han pauses to look at her, sharing his father's wisdom: use martial arts to resolve conflict and protect your family. Suchi is impressed and acknowledges that his father's words are indeed wise. Changing the subject, Wang Han mentions that he has made breakfast and prepared toiletries for her. Touched, she comments that she never expected a big guy like him to be so thoughtful. With a confident smirk, he replies that there's a lot she still hasn't realized about him. He then tells her that after they eat, she needs to come with him to her place. Confused, she asks why. He explains that they need her household registration book, otherwise they can't register their marriage. He then playfully teases her, asking if she's truly certain about marrying a delivery guy like him. Provoked, Su Qi becomes angry, believing he is backing out. She yells that she isn't afraid and urges him to hurry so they can register their marriage right away. As they approach his motorcycle, Su Qi raises a practical concern, asking if they should meet his parents first. Wang Han brushes it off, saying there's no need and they can discuss it after the baby is born. Confused, Su Qi asks why they should wait. With a sly smile, Wang Han explains that he fears his family won't approve of her. He believes that once the baby is born, his family will have no choice but to accept the situation. Upon hearing this, Su Qi, with her hands on her hips, sarcastically inquires if he is suggesting that he plans to marry into her family. He playfully assesses her, complimenting her appearance, figure, and demeanor. However, she notes that her family background is somewhat lacking. Offended, she asks if he believes he is more than good enough for her. Wang Han laughs it off, urging her not to take it so seriously and to get on the motorcycle. With an annoyed huff, She climbs on behind him. He instructs her to grip his waist tightly, and they take off down the road. Unbeknownst to them, they are being observed. From a concealed location, Chin Hao and a muscular subordinate watch as they leave. The subordinate expresses his disdain, noting that the woman spent the night with a delivery guy, and asks his young master what to do next. Chin Hao's face darkens with rage as he issues a brutal command. He instructs his man to eliminate the delivery guy and then take the woman to a hotel for him. The subordinate cracks his knuckles and declares that he will take his men and follow them right away. As Wang Han and Su Qi navigate the city, he notices in his rearview mirror that a white van has been following them. He becomes aware that they are being followed. Thinking on his feet, he leans back and informs Su Qi of a change in plans. He suggests she go home first to gather her things, as he has an errand to run. Unaware of the danger, she agrees. Wang Han accelerates, skillfully weaving through traffic to evade their pursuers. Following his plan, Wang Han drives Su Qi to a secure location. Once she is safely inside, he returns to his motorcycle and speeds away, capturing the attention of his pursuers. The white van quickly pursues him into an upscale neighborhood. Wang Han leads them on a brief chase before arriving at a large, modern villa, a location chosen with intention. He stops his motorcycle and dismounts, apparently waiting. He looks at the balcony on the villa's second floor. He notices a man with spiky hair hiding there, confirming it's an ambush. The man on the balcony realizes he has been seen. Undeterred, Wang Han strides calmly toward the villa, believing that with all his enemies gathered here, it's the perfect moment to deal with them once and for all. He steps into the opulent, vacant house and makes his way upstairs. In a room, a sniper rifle case lies open on a table, just as he had arranged it. He picks up the suppressed rifle, admiring Lin's efficiency. Suddenly, his attention is drawn to something unexpected. He looks up and sees a blue bra lying on the nearby bed, leaving him momentarily perplexed. Before he can react, a woman wrapped in a towel emerges from an adjoining room. It's Lin Shuifu, Su Qi's best friend, who lets out a terrified scream at the sight of a strange man in her room holding a high-powered rifle. Recognizing him, Lin Shuifu angrily demands to know what the filthy delivery guy is doing in her home, reminding him that he is trespassing in the Lin family's villa. Just as their argument begins to escalate, a red laser dot suddenly appears on her forehead. Spotting the sniper's laser, Wang Han immediately shouts for her to get down. In an instant, a bullet shatters the window. Wang Han leaps across the room, tackling the terrified Lin Shuifu and pulling her out of the bullet's path just in time. They tumble onto the bed, and she fights against him, shouting for the bastard to let her go. He holds her down firmly, his expression serious, and quietly warns her to stop yelling, threatening that if she makes another sound, she will be killed. Rising to his feet, Wang Han grabs the sniper rifle while a stunned Lin Shuifu asks what is happening. He disregards her, shifting to the broken window and aiming at the villa opposite them. He mutters a taunt, suggesting that Hydra must not have 9 brains, and then fires a single, precise shot. The bullet soars across the courtyard and finds its mark. Strikes the ambusher on the opposite balcony, instantly killing the sniper. Collapsing to the ground with a bullet wound to his head, Wang Han lowers his weapon with a casual salute, expressing his disappointment that Hydra was dealt with so easily. Before he can celebrate, a frantic Lin Shuifu grabs him, demanding an explanation for the gun in her house. At that moment, Wang Han senses flare as he detects another threat. A second bullet slices through the air, shattering another window from a different direction. Reacting with remarkable speed, Wang Han shouts for her to get down and throws himself on top of her. He shielded her with his body as they crashed to the floor, the bullet zipping past the spot where they had just been standing and striking the wall behind them. Still on the ground with Lin Shuifu, Wang Han realizes there are more attackers outside. Thinking quickly, he snatches a piece of her clothing from the bed. He tosses it into the air as a decoy, mentally cataloging his opponents: the assassin Hydra, the thugs from the van, and the new sniper. he grimly realizes that he has several guests to attend to today. The decoy is effective. While the enemy sniper targets the movement, Wang Han steadies his aim with his rifle, a frightened Lin Shui-fu observing from behind him. He returns fire with his second and final bullet. The shot travels across the open space and hits another target. A sniper positioned in the different location takes him out. Suddenly, heavy suppressing fire erupts from a third location as another assassin on a nearby rooftop unleashes a barrage of shots at their window. Wang Han pulls Lin Shui-fu down behind a sofa for cover as bullets pepper the wall behind them. Trapped in a vulnerable position, she screams and accuses him of being a pervert. Once the shooting ceases, Wang Han calmly retrieves a spent bullet casing from the wall. He inspects it carefully and notices a distinctive six-pointed star insignia on the base. He identifies it as a special warhead from a notorious Eastern European assassin group called Ares. He turns to a visibly shaken Lin Shui-fu and asks when she managed to provoke such dangerous individuals. She can only stammer that she doesn't know. At that moment, Wang Han stares at his empty rifle, cursing himself for his carelessness. He had only requested 2 bullets and now finds himself out of ammunition. Kneeling, he contemplates his next move, feeling vulnerable and surrounded. Suddenly, a memory strikes Lin Shui-fu. She tells Wang Han that she may know who is behind the attack. She remembers that some time ago, an Eastern European boss attempted to purchase research technology from her company, but she turned down his offer. This revelation offers a clear motive for the professional assassins attempting to kill her. As the hail of bullets persists, Wang Han's eyes narrow. He swiftly pushes Lin Shui-fu's head down, shouting for her to be careful as another bullet whizzes by. Huddled behind the sofa, they sit among the debris, waiting for a pause in the gunfire. With no ammunition remaining, Wang Han needs a new strategy. His gaze lands on the shards of broken glass scattered on the floor. Opting for a desperate measure, he picks up a sharp fragment of glass. Seizing a brief pause in the shooting, he jumps to his feet. With remarkable speed, he hurls the glass shard like a throwing knife toward the final sniper's position. The improvised projectile hits its mark, and the assassin lets out a cry of pain. With the final sniper neutralized, the immediate threat has passed. Wang Han stands up and informs Lin Shui-fu that she can get up now, as it is safe. Finally rising to her feet, she gazes at him with suspicion and confronts him directly. She asserts that his job as a delivery guy must be a facade and demands to know his true identity. Wang Han coldly dismisses her question, insisting that she doesn't need to know his identity. Infuriated by his secrecy, she threatens to reveal everything to Su Qi. He quickly places a finger to his lips to silence her. His expression becomes serious as he warns her to be quiet, explaining that he hears a noise outside. A look of terror crosses Lin Shui-fu's face as she asks if there are more enemies. In a panic, she clings to him and asks what they should do. He reassures her, telling her not to worry and that he will go check it out. Meanwhile, downstairs, Chen Hao's 3 thugs have entered the villa, wielding large machetes. One of them recognizes Wang Han and questions what a delivery guy is doing in a place like this. The leader scoffs, assuming he must be just a common thief. At that moment, Wang Han appears at the top of the stairs. He glances down at the armed intruders and casually waves to greet them.